Beautiful, isn't it?
The owl or the view?
Both.
The view's amazing. The owl, well, artificial things never did that much for me.
It's a flawless replica. We used a real one as a model.
Owls are extinct. Who told you the model was real?
Dr. Tyrell?
He's wrong, or lying. Check your Sydneys.
Eldon wouldn't make up something like that.
You're Tyrell's assistant?
Yes, I'm Rachel. Dr. Tyrell is very busy. I'm fully familiar with all Tyrell operations.
He does know I'm a cop, right? Blade Runner unit?
Dr. Tyrell has already met with one Blade Runner today and has important business to attend to. Your department should coordinate its efforts better.
Yeah, but...
You may speak to me or you may leave. I can't offer you any other choices.
Fair enough. I wanted to ask about Marcus Eisenduller.
I can't tell you who killed him if that's what you're asking.
We've already got a suspect. What I want to know is why the killer would be interested in replicant DNA information.
That's a stupid question.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Your suspect is obviously a replicant, a very dangerous one.
I thought replicants were safe, more human than human. Isn't Dr. Tyrell pushing to make it legal to use rep labor to clean up the kipple?
Are we here to discuss corporate policy or Marcus Eisenduller's murder?
A little of both. You heard about the moon bus hijacking? Yeah, I guess you would have. 50 people dead.
You can't blame...
I'm surprised you aren't out doing spin control. The public gets nervous when your pets wander around the city without a leash.
Replicants aren't pets.
Right. Pets live longer and don't go around killing people.
There are safeguards in the design.
Yeah, I've seen the data. Implanted memories, a 4-year lifespan. I'd probably get a little crazy too, but I don't think I'd start killing people.
Wouldn't you?
As I explained to Mr. Deckard earlier, I've given the Nexus 6 model a past. I've given it the purity and innocence of childhood, and all the joy and despair that comes with a real existence. That's hardly a death sentence. That's life.
I thought you weren't meeting with any more Blade Runners today.
Well, I decided to make an exception. Mr. McCoy, isn't it? You do understand the need for the Nexus 6 to have an identity.
Not really. No. I do see why a replicant who has an identity would want to steal Eisenduller's files.
Please, enlighten me.
They want more life.
They're wasting their time.
They're gonna come for you, just like they came for Eisenduller.
I have nothing to fear from any of my children. I tell them all exactly what I told you. Have I given you what you came here for?
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
Then if you'll excuse me, I have a stockholder meeting to attend.
The Nexus 6 finds joy in existence. They're more human than me.
Select destination, Animoid Row.
I mistakenly believed that there were 5 variables. In this game, there are actually 6. 7 if you include Rachel. The strategy guide calls them questionables.
You know who deals in insects down here?
You don't want insects? They're no good companion. But fish fish are good. I have every kind of fish for you. Blowfish, dorado, miniature sailfish. Very friendly.
No thanks. I got a dog at home.
Fish just as good as dog.
No, my dog is real.
Real? Oh, you must make lots of money.
Let's get back to insects. Official LPD business.
Down at end of Animoid Row, you see big green sign? You try there. Good luck with dog, friend. Hope he stays healthy.
She.
You buy fish? Highest quality.
I believe this is part of the restored content. We could buy a goldfish. I won't right now, though.
No thanks. I'm a little short right now.
Where does he go?
You keeping busy, pal?
Can't stand all day gabbing away. My fish require attention.
Does this badge mean anything to you?
You think you get better info somewhere else? You're welcome to try.
I love McCoy's sarcastic tone.
Anything unusual happening down here?
Business slow today. But tonight my people bring over baby barracudas. They're very cute. You should buy.
I'll pass.
I mentioned in the thread that all but one of the variables or questionables actually give you an early indicator in the game of whether this person is one or not. And I'm not sure whether to spoil it. I'd rather just wait until we find out for sure whether someone is or not, and then I will reveal how to tell. But for now, let's just continue onwards.
Careful, senor. You're poison.
Scorpions?
See? Finest quality. Perhaps you purchased one?
I don't think so. They're beautiful, though. I've never seen one before.
Oh, deadly too, senor.
Ow! Damn it.
Oh no! I warned you, senor. You will surely die. But you're still standing. The poison, it acts very quickly.
I ain't feeling so good.
If you are not dead already, you will live.
Maybe they aren't real scorpions, or maybe we are not a real human.
This your work?
Ah, the dragon.
Dragon?
See? Anosoptera. Dragonfly, late of the American South Swampland.
You sell jewelry with dragonflies?
Item like that, very special significance. Very rare, senor. Estate item, and most likely part of large collection. Person must have plenteous money to obtain a collection.
More than I can afford.
You try Hawker's Circle. Might want to trade for this. With luck, you may find.
If this is from a collection, I'm also looking for the other pieces.
I make you a deal. I found out where to get dragonfly jewelry. Then you buy a piece, right? For special lady friend? You come back later.
I'll do that.
You take care, chasing the dragon. Handsome man like you has lady friend, of course. Doesn't she deserve a gift?
All my girl cares about is food and love.
Oh, how romantic. What is this girl's name?
Maggie.
Maggie. Ah, Maggie, senor. It's perfect, is it not?
Maggie always deserves a gift.
It's kind of ugly, but you talked me into it. You hear anything yet about that dragonfly jewelry, like what I showed you before?
No, senor. My friend, he's asking for me. If you come back later, maybe I know something more.
Might I interest you in a snake, noble one?
Not today, thanks. You know anything about insects?
I regret that I do not, noble one, save that I feed them to my snakes.
You do what?
Artificial ones, of course. The safeguards in the design of my snakes would not allow them to swallow a real insect.
I assume that this insect is already extinct.
They all died after the war, yes.
So the fakes must be pretty expensive.
If bought in bulk, the price is acceptable. They do not need to eat them, of course, but the added realism is worth every penny. Have you ever seen such craftsmanship?
Right now I'm more interested in the insect.
Perhaps you should ask the Peruvian woman next door. She's an expert on such things and will cut a wonderful deal to friends.
Wait, is that Crystal?
Hey,
What are you doing here, Slim?
hey,
Been pretty busy, haven't you, Slim?
hey.
What are you doing here, Slim?
Hey,
I need to ask you...
Certainly the LPD must have better things to do than to question a humble merchant over and over again about the same things. Why aren't you out arresting criminals like that disreputable Bob fellow?
Bob?
He owns the armament shop up the street. He's insane, Noble One, insane. He takes peculiar pleasure in agitating all the vendors around here. I cannot even go out for a Shisco without worrying whether Bob is going to sabotage my snakes.
Thanks for your time.
there are two entrances to Hawker's Circle. Let's take the long way around, as I want to speak to Bullet Bob first.
That a 45 blaster under your coat, or you just happy to be here?
You got good eyes.
They ought to be. They're the only organs of mine that survived the Phobos Wars intact.
Ray McCoy, Rep Detect.
Blade Runner, huh?
As you can probably imagine, it's not a good idea to pull out your gun in here.
Jesus.
How come I never heard of you?
I just got assigned.
Yeah, I'm kind of buddies with Davy Holden. How's he doing?
Word is he's gonna be okay.
That skin job must have been pretty damn quick getting by Davy like that. He's the best in the business.
He'll be back on the job soon. You sell any off-world stuff? Like Ender rifles?
Nah, I ain't seen anything like that in years. Wish I had one, though. The Endo was a real workhorse. Good stopping power, decent rate of fire. You looking? Gonna cost you a bundle, I'm afraid.
Not really. Somebody shot up Runsiter's shop with one.
Sucker had it coming. I'm sure of that.
Why's that?
Runsiter's always putting on those airs like he's better than everybody else. But he'll do anything for a buck. Sell anything to anybody. That's where I draw the line. If it's suspicious, it's out of here. Got no place at Bullet Bob's.
You know anyone who might sell Ender rifles?
There's one other guy around here who dips into that stuff. Got a pawn shop down the street. Goes by the name of Izo. But who knows what the real title is.
Izo, huh? Sounds like you don't like him.
I've been around here a long time, Ray. It always pisses me off when some dilettante sets up shop and tries to horn in on my action.
How long has Izo been around?
He's brand new. He's a cold son of a bitch, too. I went over to introduce myself when he first moved in, and he practically ignored me. Said he was too busy to talk. Don't think I didn't consider kicking his ass, too.
I hear you've been waving guns around on Animoid Row.
Who's been telling you that crap? That lying Egyptian snake oil salesman?
Hassan?
That's the one. I should have popped him when I had the chance. You want to know what really happened? I wanted to get my daughter a present for her birthday, right? I bought an iguana from that crook Hassan. And the damn thing ran out of juice just 2 days after I plucked down a shitload of chinyen. Son of a bitch wouldn't give me a refund. So I threatened to burn down his shop.
Sometimes you just gotta be philosophical about these things.
That's exactly what my wife says. I heard of you.
Is that right?
You ain't done much.
I just got assigned.
Guys like you get hurt real easy.
Meaning what, exactly?
It ain't like you're a real Blade Runner. Not like Steel or Gaff.
They get hurt sometimes too. It's a dangerous business.
Wait, we've already taken down one replicant. Now the Voigt-Kampff test is our way of, well, I think it's our only way of guaranteeing whether someone is a replicant or not before we decide to take any action.
How'd you feel about taking a little test?
You mean the Voigt-Kampff? You come into my shop and you want to VK me?
Relax, I just...
It's funny. You thinking I'm a rep. Set up the test. We'll see what's what around here.
I mean, obviously they can guarantee someone is a replicant or not with an autopsy, but this is our only way of guaranteeing it with someone who is alive. Now what we need to do is ask several questions to gauge whether the reactions are human or replicant. And to set this test up, we need to ask some calibration questions. The strategy guide recommends 3 of these.
Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
Downtown, 4th sector. Hey, this is great. Should I be sitting any special way?
Just relax. What do you do for a living?
I sell donuts. Come on, is the whole thing gonna be this dull?
Just answer the questions as truthfully as you can.
This means that the test is actually ready to commence, but let's do a third one just in case.
What's your name?
Bob Gorski. This ain't no different than the DMV.
Just a sec.
There's no harm in asking calibration questions, as we need to establish an average. Oh, we can actually adjust it manually, but I'm not going to do that. Guess this means we can actually fix the test, maybe? So, the strategy guide mentions to ask 2 low intensity questions, 2 medium and 2 high. But it does not always work out that way. So, let's make a start.
You're crying. Why is that?
What kind of candy-ass question is that?
It's meant to provoke a reaction.
Reaction, huh? Well, I ain't crying. Next question.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see a large black spider crawling up the wall.
Where? They're worth a mint, even with only half their legs.
It's just hypothetical.
Hyper what?
There's no spider.
Well, why did you say so then?
Let's keep going.
And you can see here whether the machine thinks which reaction is more prevalent. And as soon as we have an answer, the machine will actually, the test will actually end.
A teacher calls you stupid in front of the rest of the class.
Yeah, I remember that. Bitch.
You suddenly feel the urge to commit suicide.
I guess I picked the right line of work.
I love you, Bob.
You see an oversized book with pictures of exotic animals on the cover. The title is Big Game Hunting in Zaire.
I'd burn the book.
Let me finish. Curious, you flip it open. There's a picture of a man standing with his foot on a dead Cape buffalo. You find yourself fascinated. You keep paging through it, seeing picture after picture of animals laid to waste, each more gruesome than the last.
So this is how this test goes, huh? You asking me sick questions.
It's designed to provoke you.
Is that right? I've had enough, McCoy.
You're watching an old movie. It shows a banquet in progress. The guests are enjoying raw oysters. The entree consists of boiled dog.
Damn. You know, I'm getting to be an old man, and I ain't gonna tell you I've never eaten meat. But even back when I was a kid, that would have made most people sick. I'd stop watching the movie.
Are you taking any drugs?
Hey, I get tested every week.
What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you?
I don't know. I busted up a guy's face once. He was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I meant to kill him, so that was kind of embarrassing.
Wow.
You've been kidnapped. Your captors tell you that you'd better think about what you did to deserve this.
No, they'd better think about what they did to deserve it. 'Cause they'll slip, and I'll be ready.
Positive result. Subject is human. Test terminated.
So that's it?
Yeah?
Since you didn't shoot me, I must have registered okay.
Yeah, it was touch and go there for a while.
Well, you know, I think about skin jobs all the time. Try to get into their heads. Maybe that's what the deal is.
You got any decent ammo for my piece?
You mean the good stuff? 'Cause I know them police-issue spitballs just don't cut it.
Not these days.
Yeah, I know how it is. If you want to drop a skin job, you need a little extra oomph. I got a few clips around here somewhere, if you got the chin yen for it.
Okay, let's have it.
Bullets or a goldfish? Well, we do actually have a lot of chin yen. We could actually afford the goldfish, but I think the goldfish costs about 100. It's 95, 100. It's a lot of money for a fake goldfish. We can switch between ammo. If we started in hard mode, I believe that even the basic ammo is actually limited. Our advanced ammo, we only have 24 of. I believe there is another type as well, which we may unlock later on. But we are done here. Bob is actually human. The Voigt-Kampff test does look a little bit complicated at first, but when you know what you're doing, it's as simple as that. Just ask some questions, get a reaction, and there we go.
Step up, step up. Mama Isabella cooked you something special. Put a glow in your cheek.
McCoy, LPD. Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Questions? They always need answers.
This guy work for you?
No, but I wish he do. He be one fine-looking man.
You sure? Never seen him before.
I'd remembered him for sure.
You send a lot of deliveries over to Marcus Eisendaler at the Tyrell building?
Eisendaler. Oh, Eisendaler, yeah. Let me tell you, that man can't eat.
Send anything over lately?
No, sir. No deliveries to him no more. Not since last month. He be way behind on his bill.
Not for a month, eh?
At least. No more till him pay up.
You may have a little trouble collecting. He's dead. That stew's looking tasty.
Fix you right up. Only 30 chinion. It put a spring in your step, man. The ladies, they be loving you.
It does say buy stew, but we don't actually spend any money on any stew. Or receive any stew, should I add.
Thanks for your time.
Sometimes Guza makes an appearance in this area. Does not seem like he is here right now.
I got a couple of questions for you, Captain.
First one's on the house. The rest you pay for. You want chit-chat, you hire a hooker. This ain't no social club. Nice bracelet, tough guy. Who's Maggie, your mommy?
She's a dog.
So is my wife, but I sure as hell don't brag about it.
Pour me one.
Just one?
One, but one good one.
Izo should be around here somewhere. He likes to pop inside his shop and back out again. It's quite annoying, especially when you just want to speak to the guy. Oh, there he is.
I doubted if any of the animals were real. No self-respecting owner would expose his pets to the noise, the stink, and the dirt.
There's a clock I always set. 2 minutes. That's how much time I give every stranger that wanders in here off the street.
Sell a lot of stuff that way?
I don't encourage browsers. What impresses me are people who know what they want and are not afraid to pay for it.
What's the most expensive thing you got in here?
Value is a relative notion. What's significant to you might be meaningless to me.
And vice versa.
Everything here is guaranteed. The finest, most authentic anyone can get.
Let me tell you what I want, and maybe I'll impress you.
All my paperwork is in order.
Doesn't matter. I don't read anyhow. What's your name?
Izo.
You move a lot of valuable goods through here? Valuable and exotic?
Not for many years. You should try elsewhere.
It's very important that I find out about this. Can you help me?
If I see something, and you can match whatever my collectors will pay, it's all yours.
Thanks a million. How many illegal automatic weapons move through here?
Automatic weapons hold little mystique for me. That's why I don't sell them.
Then what are those things in your back room there?
Semi-automatic.
Big difference.
There was a time when men operated with a code of honor. Guns and rifles weren't necessary. The very presence of a sword was enough to ensure stability.
Well, times have changed.
Perhaps I can interest you in this camera. 100 years ago, it was a cherished item. Whole families sat for portraits.
I've seen plenty of photographs in my time.
Have you ever seen this?
That was a cheap shot. This is quite similar to Zubin. We need to chase after him. Although in this instance there is no way to actually follow him, as there is a nice gap with his sludge running down across here.
That's impossible.
Luckily we picked up that camera and it seems to have contained 2 photographs. And it looked like Izo is actually operating in... Are these Ender rifles?
There were off-world rifles here and more. Grenades, explosives, modern rifles, even some police-issue restricted weaponry. Izo wasn't some small-time fence, but a big-time arms dealer. The exact arms that renegade replicants would be looking for to survive in the big city.
We can actually catch up to Izo. There are 2 ways out of the Hawker's Circle. I do have one issue. If we go this way, it results in a cheap moment. The correct way to go is the long way round.
Hold it!
No, wait!
You blew your retirement loot this time, Slim.
What are you doing here?
Tracking this piece of shit. What are you doing here besides putting your nuts on the chopping block?
Investigating Izo. Maybe we should compare notes.
Maybe you should find another line of work. Just in case I'm not around to bail you out next time. I'll wait for the uniforms. Why don't you grab yourself a slice of quiche or something? And pick up a bottle of scotch for the real Blade Runner, will ya? Just kidding, Slim.
It does not matter what you do in this instance. If you pull out your gun and shoot at Izo, you will miss. He will run and Crystal will shoot him down. So it's best to save your ammo. Where's Crystal going?
Nothing more to find.
Let's go this way a second. No, Crystal has disappeared, but as you can see, we can traverse around the streets. Runsutter's is right next door. And Izo, in this instance, he is a replicant. He is one of the variables. And you can find out whether he is or is not by the presence of the goggles. But there's not much more we can do now. If we had left the Hawker's Circle by the short routes, we would have been killed when we entered our car. And we are done in Animoid Row for the moment. Let's head down to a new location.
I was fresh out of Leeds. Poking around Hawker's Circle had been a waste of time. I had nothing to connect this Izo character to the Eisendaler murder. But if the replicants had done in one Tyrell scientist, maybe they'd go after another. And the subcontractors down on DNA Row didn't have Tyrell security to protect them.
Select destination.
I opened my mouth a little bit too early then.
DNA Row.